How to get a 20K business loan same day, instant approval with as little as a 450 plus FICO credit score. And even if you've never done this before, hi, welcome in. My name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions. And in this video, I'm thoroughly going to show you how you can get up to 20K extremely fast online. But before I get started, if this is the first time you're watching me, I do come out with content like this on all small business funding online, alternative lending through cash advances, building business credit the right way, and many different opportunities for you to take advantage of online. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I come out with. Let's get right into this. So there's a certain criteria we have to look at when we're trying to get a 20K loan that I want you to understand very well. The reason I want to start off here is because, and I'll show you the program actually, where you can get up to 25K same day instant approval funding with that little, as little as a 450 plus FICO. But bear with me here because your expectations may not be where others are, that I've already educated on this. And I have other content for this that I'll link to down below in the description that thoroughly goes over this one program that is very effective for you to go and apply with. It does a soft credit pull, no hard credit checks, no interest rates. That's right, we calculate on total payback, and no collateral is required. So to get 20K, you have to understand how is your business doing in terms of revenue. Because a lot of this time, if you're wanting this 20K amount, and we have different categories, we categorize the 20K amount in a lower amount, and there's like 100K, you can do 250K, we can do even more, but there are certain documents and requirements that we need for those types of funding amounts. So at a 20K, we want to also look at the revenue, which is a big part at any amount. So are you having a sufficient amount and your cash flow is consistent? Do you have consistent cash flow? The amount of deposits going into the account, the amount maybe of checks, the types of withdrawals. Are you withdrawing more than you're making on a monthly basis and something isn't sustainable? And there are more things to look at, but we'll for the most part look at these bank statements up to about 3, maybe 4+ months. Usually it's 3 months. So that's what you can expect from that. We look at things like time in business. Are you just a startup? Are you completely without any kind of revenue coming in? You haven't proven anything. And if you are that startup, look down below in the description for alternatives like the grants and everything else that you can pick up. So time in business, we can qualify you with as little as like 6+ months in business to get that 20K you're looking for. And even in some cases, it can be 4+ months. But the thing is, we need that time in business to make sure you're doing that. And then the credit score, you can bypass having a good credit score. And that's, like I just said, you can get it with as little as a 450 plus FICO personal credit score. And a lot of these types of business loans online will require a personal credit check because we want to see if you're making your payments on time. Are you paying your bills? What's your credit utilization? Are you keeping it under? Are you taking on too much debt? That to income ratio, and a few other things in there too. So it's very imperative that we do this. And other ways to go outside from a personal credit score is building business credits that's not tied to a personal credit score and your social security number. And if you're interested in knowing how to do that, pick up my free video series on building business credit down below. So those are just 3 of the many things we look at. But for the most part, we want to know how you're doing in revenue. And if you are doing with this company that allows you to get up to 25,000 same day instant approval through what's called Bank Breezy, if you're doing 5,000 plus monthly bank revenue, you have a business checking account, you have 6+ months in business, a 450 plus FICO, and then all industries are welcomed, you can qualify for up to 20, if you want 20,000. This program allows up to 25,000. But the thing that we look at to get that 20,000, and let's come back to in that video, and the content on how to apply with Bank Breezy will be down below in the description. It's a branch of the David Allen Capital program where you can get up to $2 million incredibly fast funding, and it's one of my #1 recommended places to go to. And other places you try to get that amount, you may not have the revenue that you want. But again, for the revenue purpose of it, if you want to get 20K in funding, right, we have to look at this program that allows you to get up to 75% of your monthly revenue. So if you wanted to get the 20,000, we're looking at about, trying to do my math here. Okay, so we're looking at about having a 27,000 amount per month within each of the last 3 months, at least, to be consistent. And cash flow is everything. So you have some dips, we take the lowest month out of the last 3, and that's very sufficient and compliant. And this is just how it works. So if you had a 27K month, and then maybe you had a 15K month, and then maybe you had a 10K month in the span of those 3 months, then we might not be able to get you that 20K exactly, because again, it's consistent cash flow and we're basing it off that lowest month. So if it were, you had a 27K month and it could qualify you for up to 75%, that may be around 20,000. It wouldn't exactly work because you had a 10K month. So instead, for that 75%, we might do 7,500 at first. And so don't count that off, because what I tell a lot of businesses and these owners is, even if you didn't get that 20K you wanted, you can always take what you can get and then come back in about 2 to 3 weeks, up to 45 days, more or less, and then get another 7,500. Or if you're offered more, or maybe you had a dip, maybe you were going to get less the next time, but you can continuously do that until you reach your goal. And another way to do this, to get to having a 20K business loan, and these are cash advances. So they're not exactly a loan. What they're giving to you is a lump sum. And it's in correlation with the amount of credit card transactions your company is making, if you take any credit cards. And we don't take a future percentage of your credit card receivables. It doesn't work like what's called a traditional merchant cash advance. This is where people take a future percentage of your credit card receivables. We do not do that with this company. We are a hybrid. In fact, we are 50% less expensive. And coming back to this point, that those 3 months, if you have a 27, maybe you have a 15, and then you have a 10K, a lot of the times we take the lowest month and we base that evaluation. So again, if it were the 10K, we do 7,500, but then you can add on top of that. So that's one way to do it. Another one is, let's say you're doing 50, maybe you're doing 20K plus consistently. Let's say you're doing it within the last 3 months, you've done 20K plus. Maybe you're doing, maybe you have 50K, and then you have a 45K 1 month, and then you have a 30K 1 month. So based off the numbers of what I said earlier, to get that 20K. So if we did up to 75% of that 27,000, that's more or less 20,000. That's 20,250. But if you qualify for this program where you're doing 20K plus per month within each of the last 3 months, we can get you 1 to 2x your monthly. So from 100 to 200%. That's if you're doing 20K plus per month. Then you can apply for the David Allen Capital up to 2 million, and that'll be down below in the description. But in the case that you're doing less than 20K, but you're doing 5K plus within the last 3 months, then that'll be up to 75%. And again, 20K plus, it is 1 to 2x. So let's say for this example, you're doing 50, 45, 30K. Technically, you'd qualify for getting 1 to 2K. You might get from 30 to 60. It might be like your lowest month. And again, we look at projections as well. We might be able to give you more. Payment history earns you more, and so forth. But we're basing our evaluation, yes, on the revenue, why there's been dips, the amount of credit card the amount of deposits going into the account, the type of cash flow, and other purposes as well. So, and you may qualify for this 1 to 2x given this example, but let's say you don't want that. Instead, you're like, I just want to take 20K. There's a greater chance you will qualify for that because you have stronger revenue, right? So as opposed to our example where you're doing 27 to 10 and then or 15 and then a 10, it won't be as easy to get you to 20K. But if you have 20K plus per month within each of the last 3 months, and you're doing like this 50, 45, 30K, we can get you 1 to 2x if you prefer that. But if not, if you want to keep it lower, that's fine. And we can highly likely get you it. But again, it depends on the numbers. So this is how we judge things. This is how I look at it. This is how the underwriters, how the lenders, we all look at it. We all get together. We talk about things. Time in business is very crucial. But like I said, you have a program here with Bank Breezy where the chances for you to get 20K are great. Again, depends on revenue. This is a very high risk thing to do to give you. That's why you don't see it a lot of the time everywhere, but there's no other program out there like this. So learn more about Bank Breezy and David Allen Capital. The videos will be down below in the description on how you can get a 20K business loan, or in this case, a cash advance, which would greatly help you out. The conditions, the qualifications, the requirements. And just to recap, I went through some little scenarios. I could have gone even deeper, but I didn't want to do that in this video. My other pieces of content will do that. But like I just said, you can get up to 75%, about up to 75% of your monthly revenue with Bank Breezy. And I just showed you a few examples. So you want to stay consistent to be able to get you that 20K, right? You want to be able to be doing the right revenue to get you that 20K. And then if you're doing more than 20K plus within the last 3 months, some examples here, and then you don't want 1 to 2x, maybe you want it just less for now, then you may have a higher chance of qualifying for it. So this is just how to do it. There are many options on the table. There are things like getting a lump sum through this, like a credit cash advance. There are ways of doing it through business lines of credit. And I won't go too specifically into which one is best for you in this video, but like very quickly, if it's a business line of credit, then that's where you withdraw certain amounts for whenever you need, and you only pay interest on that amount, or you can get a lump sum with like a business loan / cash advance. And then be honest with yourself if you really need these monthly, longer, shorter interest rates, because no, for a 20K business loan, it doesn't always make sense to do that, especially for what you're going to be needing. And it just adds on more interest, and you don't always qualify for those. So stop looking for these monthly payments that don't always exist. Sometimes you'll get daily, even weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, and that's okay too. It just depends on the benefit. Does that exceed the repayment? So make sure to check out that company down below and all my other options if necessary. And if you need any help, please leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I come out with, and share this with your friends and family and other people that you feel will benefit from watching this and getting the help that they need. Thank you. Bye.